Grey's Anatomy is back, and we are 299 episodes in, and it is a full panel tonight. Stay tuned for more.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Grey's Anatomy. We're season 14, episode 6. The boys are on a boat. I am your host, Kelly. My lovely full panel with me is... Go for it. Go.
You can find me everywhere at Shannon Bobo.
What's up, everybody? I am Timothy Michael. We are having a great time, clearly. You can find me everywhere at I am Timothy Mike. I am Timothy Mike.
And I'm Elle Marie. You guys can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at Elle Marie TV.
It's a disco party.
I love this song. I'm so glad you decided to do this song today.
All right, so what... Okay, I missed last week, so we went from flashbacks and all that into the boys on a boat and they're MIA, and the girls are kind of running things at the hospital today.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of crazy things happening with vaginas and shotguns and all kinds of stuff.
Hypochondriacs.
Oh my goodness.
Well, let's get started. I want to start with Amelia and kind of like her little evolution. I think the friendship that she wants to have with Owen, I think, is really cute.
I love the fact that, remember how we said the last couple of episodes, we were like, we don't want this tumor to be everything. We would feel like it would be a cop-out if everything was blamed on this tumor.
Absolutely.
And I felt like they were about to go there, but then they didn't. They pulled back from it, and they were like, well, let's just forget about the brain tumor. Let's start, have a clean slate. And I feel like Amelia now, as they showed her in the beginning of the episode and throughout the episode, is the Amelia that we've known to grow and love. Not you, Kelly, but me at least. I feel like this is the Amelia that I really like.
And it's so funny because I thought she was like super fake until the end. Oh. I really did.
She cannot win with you. I just can't.
I'm sorry, she cannot. No, actually, I like that they didn't go there and they didn't blame it all on that. And I like, kind of when she was talking to Owen and saying, I wish things were different, but they're not. Mm-hmm. This is the right thing, and I don't want us to be fake friends. I want us to be real friends.
Yeah.
And and I've had a relationship before when that was really important. Like, the relationship just isn't going to work and it sucks, but you like that person to be in your life. They were a big part of your life, and you want to continue that kind of a relationship.
Yeah.
And I think that takes a lot, and that takes a big grown-up person to be able to do that.
To be friends even when they start dating other people,
right.
And it's always like that awkward moment. But I think it's like they just don't. I feel like there's just nothing there for them to be jealous. Like I think they're both just over it.
Yeah, but they genuinely like each other as people. So it's good to be able to do that and not let the past kind of interfere. And when you can get to a point in your life when you're able to do that, I think that's awesome because people come into your life for reasons. And there was a point in time when you really cherished the time that you guys were spending together. So it's nice to see, and I hope it does continue that way.
And I love the fact that they said they were gonna just blame all the bad stuff that they had between them on a tumor. I thought that was a perfect way to just kind of close it.
Yeah, I think so too.
And that also shows a little bit of difference in her character, at least for me, because for her to be able to do that and not throw a temper tantrum and go hide at somebody else's place, which is what she's always done.
She hid somewhere to my kind of.
But it was nice that she stayed, she confronted it, she had a real conversation, and that's where I want to see this character go. I like to see the characters evolve in real ways, and I'm finally getting to see that with Amelia instead of whiny crybaby stuff. So
was I the only one who thought it was a little foreshadowy that they were like, let's just be real friends, don't torture each other, no shame, no guilt? I feel like they were like hitting the nail over the head with that. I feel like they are gonna butt heads at some point because we didn't really see them interact this episode because he was on the boat, she was at the hospital, so we didn't really get to see them after this dialogue. So I think that something is going to happen. I think it was a little foreshadowing I think it was just too much information. Too much of like, no, let's just be friends. We're gonna be real friends. No shame, no guilt. Like it was too much. Right. So I feel like something's gonna happen where they're gonna butt heads. And shout out to everybody in the chat. Thanks guys for joining us. We love your
Well, and I think that's inevitable though, because in the beginning when you say you want to be friends and I feel like it's more to driving the point home with each other, saying no, but really I mean it, and then we'll see if they really do.
Do you think it's gonna start when they start dating people?
Oh, no, for sure.
I don't know. They don't seem to be jealous.
But I don't think it's like really jealous of each other. I think it's more ego stuff because nobody wants to be a loser, right?
Yeah.
Like nobody wants
to have failed.
Right,
especially
exactly.
Like, whoever kind of moves on, like really moves on, the hookups are like nothing, but the first person to kind of really get in a serious situation. The other person may be in their feelings a little bit and feel uncomfortable about that. You know, want to confront it, and
it's more ego and kind of like a false sense of ownership versus like real jealousy.
Yeah.
So it'll be
I'm not
interesting.
sensing that. I'm gonna go against that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not.
Girl, you do
I think they'll be okay. I think they'll seriously be okay with dating other people and just carrying on with their life as if, you know, it just wasn't worth it for them. It never works for them.
I mean, you're kind of winning me over because, I mean, they have a lot more stuff coming on in the season, and for them to, like drag out that storyline of them butting heads, like,
Sometimes
I see
you're just complete. Sometimes it's just a nice little bow tie, and that's the end of it.
I see what you're saying, but...
And I'm so tired of Owen and these sad storylines. Like, I'm so
time for him to
give him his girlfriend, his wife, and his kid already. Come on.
I'm telling you, I keep saying just give him Meredith's kids and she don't pay attention to him.
You guys, really quick, Banali P in the chat says, who do we think won the breakup, Owen or Amelia?
Well, we don't. It's
the tumor
I think it's a tie.
Do you think it was a tie?
The tumor one. I like that. That's funny. And the tumor one. I agree with that, actually.
I'm
but I
stick
feel like
with
there's
the
no
tie.
winner. There's no winners or losers here. They both just kind of like
when it just it's nice when you can say, you know, sometimes, hey, we gave it our best, it just doesn't work.
Have you guys ever ended a relationship amicably? It's the most beautiful thing. It's like, okay, I'll see you when I see you, and it's no big deal. It's like it just didn't work out between us, and it's okay.
I don't think so.
I haven't experienced that.
It's like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Just slashing tires count? Yeah, that's amicably, right? I guess. I don't know. I feel like time will tell. I feel like whoever they move on with, like if Owen moves on with Teddy and has his family, then he won the breakup. But if Amelia like goes gung ho in her career and like wins her heart for Avery and all this stuff, then she won the breakup. Like, I feel
why
like
do you have to win?
Yeah, why can't
I'm just going with what Banali said. He wanted a winner, and I'm just answering questions.
Their separate ways.
Okay,
and it's completely okay. Like they hit a fork in a road, and they both are going to different roads. No road is better than the other.
Well, each one of them were getting some action tonight.
Absolutely.
In two very different ways. But I think one of the interesting things for me with Amelia was I've never seen her, I mean, I've always seen her like a crybaby, but never really when it came to work that she felt not capable. And that was very insecure.
Today.
And it was nice that, as crappy as Tom can be sometimes, that he really does believe in her, and he came to support her. And it was nice to see that in their little interaction at the end. You totally they're about to get it on.
That's so true.
Yeah, I actually liked Amelia's character arc this episode because we always see her as this confident, like, I'm going to do the impossible because I know that I can. But it was nice to see her kind of hesitate a little bit and to, be in her head about it, because that shows that she is making a mental choice to be conscious of, being 100% and not
of the
jumping
consequences.
right and not jumping right into it. Like, this shows that she's not like the old Amelia who would just jump right into it. She's actually being like taking a step back and thinking about it.
I love the sneak in of Shonda one more time doing that mixed race couple. We always manage to sneak that in, and I love their names. Harmony was the mom.
Don't you say you love their names? Just shut your mouth, Shannon.
No, but I just thought that like just how
people are
like,
healing
peaceful.
here.
Yeah, exactly. They were very peaceful and loving, and you get one end of the spectrum, and then you get Amelia, who's like A type. So I thought that was kind of interesting that this was her first case, that such a like spiritual, like God is love and love is God people that she's saving, and
very
she's
hippie dippy.
Very hippie.
And what did Tom say?
Like,
what's her name? The hippie chick, Tambourine.
Tambourine Melody.
Yeah. So I just thought it was interesting that dynamic.
Yeah. No, I'm glad that you pointed out the little interracial couple because I love when Shonda does that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Little sneak in.
Yeah. Well, it was nice. We'll see where that goes and kind of like, how she tends to succeed, and if Tom is, we're gonna see more of him. I like his character. I hope he stays.
Do you like her with him?
No.
I kind of do.
I didn't like that.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Well,
I kind of do.
So maybe that works out.
That personality.
Such a jerk.
Yeah,
I'm not.
She's a jerk.
It was the tumor. You guys were blaming all the bad stuff on the tumor. Let us not forget.
I'm not blaming anything on the tumor.
I'm gonna blame stuff on you, Kelly.
Whatever.
Yeah, I didn't like them together when they were sleeping together. I mean, we knew it was going to happen. I looked at Elmer during the episode
There's
after that.
so much sexual tension there. That's what makes it fun.
It wasn't sexual tension. It was sexual grossness.
No.
Yeah, that's true. I thought it was kind of gross too.
I'm not talking about like for them to be like actually date. Like get it on, bang it out. Like,
even them having sex is weird.
Yeah.
I mean,
You guys in the chat, let us know
what do you guys think? I think it's kind of funny. You know, sometimes like when you love to hate someone, that's like the best release you can get. She needs it. She had a tumor. Let her get it out.
No, I don't know. That wasn't the right person.
I mean, she does like those older guys. I mean, Owen is older
And it's her
too.
first one. It's both their first time out the gate too.
Don't be
so look what he
haters.
chose. I guess in that case he's winning.
Right,
Like, look what she chose and look what he's.
Karina's hot.
So I think Owen's winning right now in the sex game.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to the gun and the vagina. The
vagina.
The gunjina that Karina coined, which is perfect.
Okay, seriously, it's okay if he's old, Steven.
No, I said he was old. She has a type. Owen was old. This guy is old.
He could be her
Amelia has a
father.
type.
Like,
There's
Thank you.
age is just a number. What were we just talking about,
That's
Aaliyah?
what Diana said.
Age is just a number.
That's very true.
No, but the weird, you know, on this little weird relationship kick, you know, you have this 18-year-old girl who goes to visit her boyfriend in jail and tries to smuggle in a gun.
For what?
She wanted to go to jail
Was
too
it
to be with
1 pound,
him.
8-ounce gun? So it wasn't that big of a gun.
How is this transfer gonna happen though? It's like what I'm wondering.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like,
She's gonna go to the
you're gonna
bathroom.
reach so far up there to get a gun, and what is he gonna do with a gun in prison?
She wanted to go to prison and to be with him. Remember, she said, "Now I get to go to jail too to be with him."
I think that was
dumb.
I think that was just her optimistic side kicking in. Like that was just like the positives of why this happened. I think that her boyfriend wanted her to smuggle in the gun so he could have the gun.
But how did he think he was gonna get it?
I don't know. How did she get it up there? You guys have to explain this to me. I mean, is it that big?
I don't know. I don't want to explain anything.
That was like in her pelvis. Like
that was
shit.
crazy.
That
Shoved it
was
up
like
there.
way up there. She shot herself through her stomach. Like that's crazy.
And then shot the hypochondriac, which is I think is ironic. He finally has a reason to be in a hospital. It's a good thing he was in a
So
hospital.
ironic.
And I kind of thought with the
kinda got what you
hypochondriac,
want.
I thought something else was gonna happen
I
with
thought he
him.
was gonna die too.
Because
yeah.
he kind of
I
always
thought
been
he was
in
like
there.
really gonna have a blood
Right?
disease or
Yeah.
something, right?
Like the guy who cried wolf or something
Yeah,
like that. Yeah.
But it
Totally.
didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
Well, hopefully this girl learns, and for everyone out there, please don't smuggle things up your vagina. It's not a good
This is
look.
a
Or the
PSA.
other side
Or
for
the
the
other side,
guys.
just don't smuggle things in your body.
Just don't
Put
and
things
then
in your body.
Listening to Weber talk about all the different things that
Oh,
he
he
was
made
sucking
Karina?
out.
Yeah.
All the things that people pulled
You
out.
cannot
It's like,
sign
oh my
autographs
goodness.
with your penis
No,
as
you
much as
cannot.
you want to try.
Do you guys remember the Grey's episode with the guy with all the porcelain doll heads in
Yes.
his stomach?
Yes, he fell on him.
He didn't fall on them. He,
He
was
didn't
just like
fall
to
on 'em.
insert the
He
dolls
said
in
he
his-
fell.
Oh, and I'm thinking of what
Yeah.
Weber said about
Yeah,
like somebody
yeah.
accidentally fell on a porcelain doll. Like it was one of the examples.
Oh, the pen thing. Yeah, the pen thing.
Yes,
I forgot about that.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You cannot. He wanted to sign out. No,
No,
just
you
just
cannot.
don't put unnecessary things in your body, guys. Just
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's the most. I don't know. Like I've heard like those tells of what people stick in there. It's actually true. Like the cucumbers and the hot dogs
Yeah,
and all the
it's
other
crazy.
stuff. It's crazy. Don't do that.
Bottles and things.
Yes.
Ew, I just
Yeah,
got a bunch of
we're like,
okay, we have
let's
to
move on.
turn from this
Yeah.
conversation. We have to go back. So, okay, let's talk about a fun, cute little relationship. Let's talk about Joe and Alex. Telling
Oh.
Meredith to be nice, but not Mare nice, like real
real
nice.
I thought that was
Actual
cute.
nice.
Yeah, actually nice.
I want to see Meredith and Joe get closer because I feel like they have a lot in common. I feel like they've both survived a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I feel like they could find solace in one another, and I feel like they can become really close friends, especially since Stephanie is gone for Joe.
Right.
And if you think about it, Meredith needs another, girlfriend in her life.
She has her
besides
sister.
Christina.
She has Amelia
Yeah,
and
but I
Maggie.
mean, I know, but I would like to see them
Their
come
personalities
closer.
are
I
also
understand.
different, so I
Yeah.
think
I
it's
know.
just-
Yeah, it's just too. I don't know.
It's like
I don't
she
really
has
like.
them,
I
but
think Joe is more of a. This time she kind of showed her strength. Like this
Yeah.
episode, I actually saw her put her big panties on, so to speak, and like be a real woman and
Yeah.
stand up for herself. But usually she's a little weak. Usually she's like a little like I don't know. And I picture Meredith being a little bit stronger than Joe, so I don't really see them having that much in common personally.
Well,
Besides Alex, I feel like that's their main thing that they have in common, and they're both very smart and they keep winning cases together. So I think in that way they can have a great like professional relationship, but I'm not sure if it's a friendship.
Well, it's funny because speaking just of her being weak, she's nominated or in the running to be Chief President.
Chief President.
That caught me by surprise, you guys, because I was like, what has she done to really put her over the edge of everybody else?
Her friend got quit. That's the reason why.
Yeah, because Stephanie would have been
she by elimination.
Yeah,
process of elimination. She get it. So,
but in the early seasons of Grey's, Meredith wasn't nowhere near where she is now. I mean, she kind of went through all of those things, and she was like dying every 5 minutes, and she just had like so many things with her, with her mom, and then with Derek, and like all of that stuff. So I see what you're saying. There is a relatability there, and I think it should be. I would like to see it be more of a mentorship. And I know we had talked about that before, where she has someone to go and confide in, because it also is like their difference of statures in the hospital. It's kind of hard to be friends with someone like real friends, but at least having someone that she can go to talk about.
I agree. Well, she has,
and I feel like Joe is still growing.
I don't like this whole Joe is absolutely still growing, and I don't like the idea of how cute Joe and Alex is, because I feel like we still haven't really talked about the fact that he beat the crap out of DeLuca, and I feel like that's still kind of sideswiped. I know they squashed it. I feel like they squashed it, but I don't know if I would be hanging out in a boat with a guy who almost beat me to a post. You know what I mean?
Didn't he apologize?
He apologized and everything, but still, like,
I
feel like it's still kind of like sideswiped. I don't feel complete with it. Maybe everybody else is complete with it, but I wouldn't be spending time like chilling on a boat. It's bad enough he has to work with them, but then I don't know. Like I guess he forgives them and let it go, but who's to say that Alex won't snap again? Or I feel like we still haven't really dealt.
Well,
they're not so
it
cute
was
and like
everything that happened, like him just thinking like he's trying to be so protective over Joe and thinking that she was in danger and DeLuca was trying to attack him, and I don't think he was sober at the time. Also,
there were a lot of dominoes lined up to get there.
But I feel like it's still like something that may come back up, because Alex, I don't feel like, I mean, is he in counseling? We haven't. I don't know. Like I'm not seeing.
I don't think.
I'm gonna stick with that. I am taking it that far. I know it's just a movie. I know it's just a TV show. At the end of the day, sorry everybody, but like seriously, like if this was real life, that wouldn't.
No, you're totally entitled to your opinion, and I get where you're coming from. I'm good with that chapter. I'm good that with like closing that chapter and moving on.
It may come up. I think it may come up again.
Well, I think it did already I thought that they explored it when they had the arc where they told Alex that Joe was afraid of him. And then they talked about it, and Bailey talked about it, and Alex already had his conversation with DeLuca, and at least I feel, I mean, I don't know what you guys feel.
What about Alex? I think I feel the reason why I feel like it's personally going to come up, especially with Joe choosing to file for divorce. So it might come up again with if the husband comes up, because it's like, I don't know, like she has a tendency to date violent men. I don't think it gets resolved because I'm sorry, I know I did wrong.
No, but I feel you're absolutely right.
I'm just like, I'm going to stand by that, because domestic violence is a huge,
no, absolutely, and I don't think that they're taking it lightly.
It up in a beautiful bow, and now it's over. We said we're sorry, so it's over.
I honestly don't think that is that's not at all what we're doing. I feel like this is going to get really, really bad.
Joe and the ex.
Especially with Joe saying that she's gonna like file for divorce, like it's gonna get really bad, you guys. And I'm honestly worried about Joe. I'm worried that something's gonna happen. I mean, we can talk about it in predictions, but I don't like where it's going.
No, absolutely not.
I was thinking about that when,
because I mean, it crossed my mind too when they were all on the boat, especially when they were playing fish. I mean, it does come up, and whatever. And I don't think that storyline is done by any means.
That's what I mean.
I think that they are still going to talk about it, and they have a little here and there when they brought up, being fearful of him and all those things. And even him testing himself when he went to go find Joe's husband and see how he would react. And the fact that he chose to walk away is a big step to him to really see, is he a violent person? And even Meredith said he watched his dad beat up his family when he was young, so he gets super protective. He touched on it again
today too. He talked like how his dad left him in the car. So I mean, his was the darkest when they were going over stories and that. And thank you, Kanika. Kanika's like, Shannon's right. I'm like, thank you. I was like, I'm gonna stand by that. That's gotta come up again.
But with DeLuca, it's like he works with them. He kind of is in that circle a little bit. So then, do you just kind of live your life? I don't want to say in fear, but just you always have to avoid him and avoid situations. So like you're not gonna, you can't be on a yacht because Alex is there, but if you guys have had a conversation, I think it's okay. You probably maybe still have your guard up.
Right.
You maybe know like, hopefully maybe we can't be in a room alone together, or something like that.
Guys, I'm sorry to cut you off. I just feel like we're doing a really big disservice to Alex and the progress that he's made.
Yeah,
because
I agree with you too.
Because I feel like what we've known where Alex was, he's had a short temper. What happened with DeLuca was a one-off. It happened because there were a lot of things lined up. There was alcohol involved. There was sexual. There was breakups.
And she was like half naked, wasn't she? There was like
there was a lot of stuff involved. So I feel like what happened, it wasn't malicious towards DeLuca. I feel like DeLuca knows that. I feel like for him to put that
I think we should
behind
move on
him.
From this.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Now I'm trying to say, I think we gotta move on.
No. I think that you're right, and I don't want it to come across at all like anyone is taking domestic violence lightly, because no one here is. We all just have a difference of opinion on how this storyline is progressing, but not the real hardcoreness of it all. It's never okay. I don't think that it's gone away, but I think that there has been steps taken to show that Alex isn't necessarily like the same kind of person that Joe's husband is, and I think that they're doing a good job of separating the two. Like those violent streaks are very different for two very different reasons, and I think we will get deeper into that if she ends up filing for divorce.
Absolutely, it's going to come up again.
I want to talk about Joe and the case that her and Meredith are on.
Yes, the judge.
Yes, because I feel like this case made them closer also.
Absolutely. Because she got to talk to the judge about her domestic violence case, because that's the reason why I came up in the first place. But I feel like she was kind of testing the waters with Meredith to giving him the advice that she thinks she should sign the waiver. You know what I mean? So it's like she knew that was completely unethical, and she still did it, because I feel like she was just trying to see what she would say. And I think for the first time, Joe is finally getting some confidence too, and like being stronger. And we saw Meredith and how she grew throughout the years, and I feel like Joe is. So I guess in a way that is how Joe and Meredith are similar in a way, like growing.
I also love the
expanding.
moment that they had when they were in the scrub room, and she said, I don't look at you as a victim. I look at you as a survivor.
Exactly.
Like, you got out of a situation. Good for you.
Took yourself
and I feel
out.
like that
is what prompted her.
Yes, and I feel like that is what's going to bring them closer together. Because that gives validation to Joe, and being like, thank you for not looking at it as a victim, because that's what she doesn't want from anybody.
And I think that that's kind of what's been holding her back in that sense, is because she doesn't want, she's overcome this to a certain extent in the best way that she knew how to. And she just, nobody, with her kind of personality, I feel like that's the biggest thing that she worries about is don't feel sorry for me. Don't do that. Like, I'm here because I want to be.
So
do you think that she would have been okay with Meredith putting her name on it if we had this discussion before? You know what I mean? Like,
I think this is why I wanted to bring up the case, because I feel like this case in general, because this guy, got this little ounce of bravery, like she said in the episode, and signed the waiver and did it. I feel like if this all happened before, yes, she probably would have said, you know what, put my name on the article. I deserve it. And I loved what she said in the last, or 2 episodes ago, when she said, he's still able to take things away from me. And he's not even around.
Exactly.
So I'm glad that Joe, like you said, has put her big girl panties on, because
Well, and Steven on the chat makes a good point, because like the way that the episode is written, it's very interesting to see how this character brings to light how the system is messed up for people that survive domestic violence. It's really sad that it takes like a murder. It takes the extreme before anything can be done, and it's always been a mess. And I hope there are more people in real life that are like this character was. And me too. I was like, don't kill the judge, Kanika. I didn't want the judge to die
either. The judge was handsome too. For a split second there too, I saw the possibility of the judge and Meredith. I was like, maybe, because I want Meredith to have. Because it's like he was so handsome, and they're both like top of their game right now. And
that's funny that you mentioned that, because I thought it was going to be the judge and his assistant. I thought the assistant was in love with the judge.
The assistant might have been.
I think so too.
I would love that for them to have touched on that.
It was really beautiful though, the way. I just love that judge. The judge was pretty awesome. And again, the domestic violence being like how the system is rigged against the victims. It's just too bad. It's like, but it's like you have to be willing to take the risk, and it looked like that's one thing that Joe, I feel like, has discovered in this episode. She wanted to know, would he now she's ready.
And now she's got a support system to be able to do that. Exactly. It's a scary fight.
For a split second, I thought Meredith was being so nice to her too, because she has all this accolades right now with being on the cover of the magazine, and meanwhile her name isn't even mentioned. So for a second, I thought that's the reason why everybody was being like super duper nice to her. At least that's what even Weber coming in and saying, "Hey, you're up for chief resident." Like how and why? So
I still don't get that.
Yeah.
I feel like she's the only option.
I just look at
Nana is right. Like, it is about power dynamics, domestic violence.
What else? Who else would it be? There are no other residents.
It's
just DeLuca and her.
She's the elimination.
Yeah.
She's the only choice.
And Ben's about to go be a firefighter, so who would it be?
I mean, I just look at who won Chief Resident before, which was April, and I just look at April's work ethic and what she's done compared to Joe. And I like Joe. I'm a big advocate for Joe, as we all know.
Yeah.
But I just feel like comparing the two, there's just no comparison.
Well, and I don't think that they've really, in all honesty, they haven't really given those characters individually enough time. So we don't really, you know, like in the way that it was with April's character, who I used to hate in the beginning, and I'm still not used right now. But
I'm grown to like her.
I think that I like her a lot more now than I did in past seasons.
So you say you're warming up to her.
I'm warming up to her a little bit more now. I feel like she's coming into her own, and she's starting to acknowledge some of the BS that she was doing before, which I can appreciate.
Yeah.
Can we touch on Maggie a little bit and her little scene?
And Maggie making everything harder than it needs to be, and she's just gonna go for it.
Exactly.
Swipe it. Give me a date.
Yep, and then Bailey starts swiping for her, and it's like, okay, Maggie.
What I love though was when she got the match and she told the nurse, because they were during surgery, and she told the nurse, set up the date. We're going on a date. Bailey's like, no, there's rules to this. Like, you can't just. Did you check out his profile? You know, did you try to get his Instagram page? Like, there are rules to this.
Yeah.
But then she hid.
Set up the date.
Then she hid. Why do we think she hid?
I think she hid because she saw what he looked like, and she was like, I don't think I am very attracted to him. Like you said,
thought he was really
she
handsome,
didn't even look at his profile.
Okay.
But look at Jackson, who she's attracted to, and then look at this guy.
Okay.
I mean,
I think
when
she
you
just
could do a
I don't
comparison.
Think, well, no, I don't think it was the look thing. I think it's because she just got scared again because she's a little girl, because she's still acting like a little girl. Because I thought the guy was handsome.
do we think it's because she's still in love with Jackson?
I think it's a little bit of both, because then
so
with the
gross.
mixer, right at the mixer, he walked up and she had this little butterfly schoolgirl kind of look to him. So I think it's a little bit.
Well,
of both.
and he kind of looked like he would, and then he had to walk by her. That was like a weird little.
That boat
weird
scene
little
too, when they were saying, "Hey, when the guys were telling him, hey, you guys aren't really sisters and brothers," and then he's like, "Oh, but you don't want to sleep with her." That was so awkward.
He's trying to convince himself that it's
That it's okay to sleep with his
yeah,
sister.
Yeah. It's not. They're not blood related, guys.
Yeah, but it's still weird, man.
No, I'm not a fan of that.
Okay, good.
No.
Good. We have
I'm not a fan of
something to agree on.
Maggie. Maggie's just annoying. She's whiny, and I guess I feel
just
the same way.
young.
The way you feel about Amelia, that's the way I feel about Maggie, because she's just so like whiny. And
Well, I feel like they're very similar on two sides of the coin.
Yep.
Yes.
And then
like
they're
just on two
sisters.
sides of it. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I need for Maggie? I need Maggie to have a really, really good surgery again, because she's a great surgeon. She's the youngest cardiothoracic surgeon. Like, she's like top of her field, and she's so young. I need them to focus more on that, her career
Than
aspect,
her swiping on
than
that.
her love life.
Yeah,
because-
that's so funny. I like
That is
Kanika.
true.
Is so cute. She's like she's all for Black love on television, but just not Maggie and Jackson.
I don't know. Is it
funny,
weird,
Kanika.
talking about Black love though really quick,
Yeah.
is it weird that when I saw the guy come out of the elevator and it was like a black guy for a black woman, I was like, I kind of wanted it to be like a different race guy for Maggie. I like these like mixed interracial relationships.
Like,
Yeah, because that's what Shonda does.
I feel like it's like the norm for us to be like, no, not white on white, not black on black. It's got to be totally different. It's got to be mixed.
Everybody's like on the fence about Maggie and April. They're like, nah, I don't like either one of them. Jackson is so funny. They need to break me apart. I'll help you spend that money, Jackson.
But I thought it was cute with this episode, because we did have the, kind of the boys and girls split for a little bit.
Yeah,
So
that was cool.
like the girls were all hanging, like swiping on the app, and the boys are filleting fish and tying knots and just having like a real bonding experience. But it also, the guys on the boat, Jackson has all this money now, so he's making these extravagant purchases, but it also made him realize he wants to be in the game. He had a, he had a fish fillet contest. He had a knot tying contest. He wants to be competitive. He's a competitor of nature, and he doesn't like being held back because of his name. So I like, and this is something that we talked about like 2 episodes ago when we had a full panel, like wondered if he was going to do this, if he was going to buy his own. And it looks like he is, which I think is great.
Bailey
so he has the chance.
Yep. Him doing
And Bailey was like, what, you want me to give it to you?
Right?
You want me to put your name on it?
No.
But I want to see him do that, because he is a great surgeon, and I liked some of my favorite episodes with his character was when he was with Mark, really learning that stuff, and just kind of like when he was a brat and when he was that character you didn't really like because he felt too entitled, and watching him grow and to be the best he can be. It'll be fun to see him compete.
Yeah, like and when he saw
and do some innovative things and cutting edge things,
and he saw Meredith on the cover of the magazine. He's like, really, the cover, Meredith?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which all of that just secretly was saying,
I want that cover.
Yeah. I want that cover.
Yeah. But he also contributed greatly to that as well.
Yeah,
with the skin grafts and all of that.
It's like he wants that recognition.
Yeah, I also love this twist because, like we said with the interns, we don't, or the residents, we don't really get to see them do like these crazy surgeries or anything like that.
Right.
So I'm hoping that this introduces a whole new round of like crazy like surgeries. We haven't really gone off site like they used to do with the ferry accident or like the mudslide and stuff. We haven't really gone out into the field for a while, and I want to see these residents. I want to see how they act outside. I want to see them push themselves, and I want to see where they're going to go with this new surgical resident like competition, because I want to see them compete. I want to kind of get attached to them. We forget Grey's Anatomy is a medical show. We want to see these crazy medical things.
Well, I thought today was pretty cool with a gun in the vagina. Was cool. Pretty awesome. And the guy, the hypochondriac, happened to get shot. Like it's like
I'm never coming to this hospital again.
Oh no!
And she's like, oh really? That's too bad.
Oh yeah, that's a good question. Steven asks, is Meredith actually going to win the Harper Avery, or do we think that they're going to pull Christina?
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
I feel like if they don't pull a Christina, it's unfair.
Yeah.
Because he's still it's still the same kind of rules. Catherine is still associated. Jackson is still associated with the hospital, especially when Christina was there. And now it's on the other foot. If they give it to... I'm just gonna say it. If they give it to the white woman and not the ethnic woman,
why is it gotta be all?
I'm sorry. I'm just saying. Like it would be really unfortunate. They just look skeptical, you guys. It's the same set of rules. It's two different people.
Yes,
you're very right.
No, absolutely. You're absolutely right.
I want Meredith to get it, though.
But it's more about being nominated, right, guys?
That's my God. It's what we do in the room. That's all that matters, Meredith. You're right. We all know that you want to win.
It doesn't matter. You don't put your name on the paper. It's what happens in there.
Yeah. Can we touch a little bit on the DeLucas and what we're going to do about Arizona and Owen? Like, what?
Yeah, that's weird.
Karina's having fun. She studies orgasms. Girl, get it wherever you want.
That was hot though between Owen and Karina. I was like, I didn't see that coming, and I thought it was hot.
I don't know.
I like
the only thing that I like is the fact that they introduced her as bisexual, because that just makes her hotter in my eyes. Like I already thought that she was hot. I need a change of underwear every time she saw the damn screen, but now I need like 3 pairs of underwear because she's so hot. But I'm like, I don't like her with Owen. I don't like anybody with Owen except for Teddy.
You're so bad.
I just don't like him.
It's not gonna be a long thing.
He needs some loving.
Not from her. She's too good. That vagina's gold. That body is gold. No for Owen.
Oh my God.
I want to get lost in it.
I wonder if that's gonna be for DeLuca, for the boy DeLuca. I can't think of his name right now. In Arizona.
Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew.
Oh, yes, Andrew.
Yeah.
Andrew and Arizona are friends. It's just a weird dynamic now.
But I thought it was so funny when Andrew's like, come on, because he's like, she sleeps with all my friends.
My sister sleeps with all my friends.
My
and
sister
then,
sleeps with all my friends, and then she did.
I thought he was getting away from the situation.
Thank you, Sonali.
I think what I loved about that is that freaking Arizona was like, I think I broke up with Karina, blah, blah, blah. Like, Arizona.
Or she thinks I did.
Arizona, you frightened girl. Like, you need to get on that while you can get on that. If you're like playing this, just toe in the water thing, Karina's out.
Karina's like, bye.
Yeah,
she swings both sides. She can go anywhere she wants to go. She's
right. But I don't think Karina's like the staying kind.
No,
either. I don't think this girl studies orgasm. She's gonna go. She has to do research.
Yeah, it wasn't about a breakup. It was like, oh, you're playing. Okay, on to the next.
She could play research with me. Because I'm all about it. I love her. Literally, she has to be the hottest. Like, I can't.
Kanika's like, remember when we hated how Owen kissed? But Owen really needed some loving, so I'm gonna let Owen have this one. You gotta let him.
Come on,
yes,
he does.
This is a pity sex. This is a pity.
Come on.
It is. I'm sorry. That's what it is.
Owen's like a military man. He's gotta have some like hotness exuding off of him.
Not with Karina. Go with another military one. Go with Teddy. Get your little.
No, that's Teddy is like the marriage, the life and kids life. This is like, swing off the chandelier kind of like.
Karina, wow, the DeLucas are hot. That's a good sister. That's a good brother-sister team.
No, this episode was there was too much sex going on.
It was so much sex.
A lot of sex.
And Meredith still didn't get any. I was like, I even wanted her the liver patient, the judge.
I did like the judge.
Yeah.
I was a little upset
I
about
am
the judge.
interested to see what they're gonna do with Meredith and her love life now that they've taking Riggs out of the picture.
I'm so sad that he's gone.
Yes,
so
permanently.
But
I
also,
was
like,
warming
such a
up to
good
him.
character. Yeah.
He was a great character. I feel like they're going to focus on Meredith's career. Clearly, she's got this Harper Avery nomination.
Now she wants to do more albums.
Don't forget
stuff.
The grandfather Avery's dead. I forgot about that part.
Yes.
So I wonder how that's gonna.
Oh, that's true. He might have been a big part of why Christina didn't get it. So maybe I take that back.
Right.
Maybe the situation has changed a little bit. So where
somebody in the chat said that earlier. I was like, oh yeah, don't forget about that.
That's
that
a
was
good
a pretty
point.
big thing.
Thank you for that, guys.
But she's still white, so I don't know.
White privilege. I'm half white, guys, so I'm just joking. It's a joke.
He's not.
I'm not.
I am.
What else do we got?
I did want to talk about, and I know we moved on from Amelia, but I did need to talk about this moment between her. I'm sorry, you know I like her, but this moment between her and Weber where they compared.
They had their meeting.
Oh yeah.
Yes, they compared this like tumor and addiction together. Like you can't do something, or you're afraid to do it without it. I really liked that moment, and I liked the fact that they always bring up the fact that, you know, Weber is a recovering alcoholic, because really he's the only one that Amelia could really go to. I mean, they're both so busy that I'm glad that they both have that support system at
Well, and I thought
Grace
it was
Sloan.
a very interesting analogy, and it was a really interesting way to think about kind of like what addiction does, because it can be so many things aside from just drug and alcohol, and this was a good example of that it's looking at this tumor as a solution when it was actually the problem.
Yes.
Right.
And that's, I think, what's really hard with that type of disease, and when people are struggling with those things, is because it's just kind of backwards. Like you're looking at this crutch, or you know, this whatever it is, as the solution to your problem when it's not.
Like
so being able to flip it is how you kind of like work to come out of it.
Yes.
And it's great that he's able to recognize that and see that and reiterate it is not the problem. I mean, it's not the solution. It was the problem, and you're still, you know, you're still better without it, and you're still okay without it. And he
Preach,
said,
Kelly.
you know, getting sober was the best thing we ever did.
Yeah, she just needed some confidence.
Yeah,
that's all Amelia needed. She just, you know.
But to be put in a way that you know, that really had her, that she could process, which I thought was really great.
And maybe Tom can insert some confidence into her.
I think he did.
I think he did too.
Really, I'm confident by insertion.
I think he really did. And then Sophia's coming home.
Yeah, Sophia's coming home. That's going to be pretty huge. So Arizona, that'll be a good distraction from the Karina situation.
That's true.
With Sophia.
Yeah. Well, now Andrew just has to go watch Karina Bone Owen at his house.
Yeah.
He went from
think about that.
Arizona to
That's a good point. He's like, oh my God, she has sex with all my friends.
Andrew.
Every place he lives, she's having sex with the people that he's living with. Oh, that's terrible. I want to touch on the little hint that we got from Warren tonight on the boat about Shonda's new show, the firefighter
We've
show.
known about it for a while. He finally admitted to the boys that he got into the fire academy.
Yeah.
But do not tell Bailey.
Telling Bailey, because Bailey is not having it.
Well, it's funny because I just remember when he dropped out of the program to be with her, and they had this whole like Bailey did not, she like lost respect for him. She didn't like that. She wants a man who's going to have ambition and go after what he wants. And I don't know what she's going to say
I feel like
to
this is, I mean, he seems pretty passionate about this.
Yeah, he still has that
Well, I
ambition
mean, I
and
thought
that
it was
drive.
funny, too, because this is another thing that we talked about, that the guys even said third time's a charm. Like, not everybody finds their passion in life. You found it 3 times.
Hey, that's true.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You try it, you try it so you find what really, really fits.
really
and
works for
I think
you.
it's going to be great assets for him, all the knowledge and stuff that he has.
Yeah.
And he's just going to make him better in the field.
But how is this going to work for their marriage? Do you think they're going to write it that they are getting a divorce? Or like,
I mean,
how's it gonna
firefighters
work?
are hot. Why would she be mad?
Right? But I don't know. I read an article that was saying like Ben Warren's character was saying, well, in real life, I don't know his name, but he was saying that he doesn't know where it's going to go with his character on Grey's Anatomy. Of course, Grey's Anatomy and the Fire Show, I don't think they have a title yet. They're going to be, crossing over.
Right.
Yeah. But as far as like him being more so making more appearances on Grey's Anatomy, to show that relationship, he's like, that's kind of up in the air. They haven't said what they're going to do with that yet. So
I want to see some hot
interesting to
firefighters
see.
next.
Ooh, me too.
Yeah, I can't
there
wait.
will be some.
Maybe
There-
Maggie
yeah.
can find a hot firefighter.
I'm not even just talking about like male hot firefighters, you guys. I'm talking about hot
like
female firefighters
hot
too. Because,
firefighters in
and
general.
I hope Shonda does break that boundary, because we always do forget that there are female firefighters.
Oh, for sure.
Not as many, but yeah.
Not as many, but yeah, I want to see that.
Absolutely. I think that would be great to see. Oh, and also, yes, thank you. Sorry, the chat. I missed it, but somebody was asking about the weird scene at the end with DeLuca and the girl.
Sam, yeah.
Yeah. What was
yeah,
that
that
all
was
about?
weird.
That was odd.
And then that statement too. So both so pretty. What's gonna happen
That
next?
was
I did not
most
like that line.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I was
no,
like, I feel like it was
sorry.
almost like an ad lib, and I'm like, they should have left that out.
They should have
Like,
cut
I'm like,
that
there's no
extra.
way a smart writer would have wrote that. I bet you that girl was like, I want a line here, so I want to say something.
She's somebody's
That's
niece
what
or
she
daughter.
is, exactly. I was like, how did this happen?
Because that was the
Who
worst.
is
I
this
know,
girl?
I was like,
It
that
was
was so
so
It
bad.
really like left a bad taste in my mouth at the end of the episode. But I don't know
Thanks,
who this
Tanya.
Sam girl is.
Thank
I don't
you,
know who this
Tanya.
Sam girl is.
I don't either. They must have dated in school or something.
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
thinking
Or
she's
maybe
an ex.
it's got to be some sort of ex.
And
or
she wasn't
something.
even that hot. I mean, like, she wasn't even
I mean-
Karina hot. She was pretty. She's not DeLuca hot. You know what? She's more like Jennifer Aniston to DeLuca's Brad Pitt hot.
Oh no!
Yes, I said
Oh,
that.
you
Yes,
said
I said
it.
that. Yes,
You were
It's
Angelina
getting
fan?
pretty. It's getting
Oh.
pretty.
But Brad
brilliant.
Pitt and Angelina have the same hotness.
I'm sorry, but
Don't
have you
fake
seen
it.
Jennifer Aniston and We Are the Millers, you
She
guys?
is beautiful, but she's
Shut your
not
mouth,
Angelina
Shannon.
Jolie. Okay.
I think it's time to get into some predictions.
Yes, I agree.
think it's time for
I
that.
agree. Before we flip tables.
That's Real Housewives show, isn't it? Or the Real Housewives.
All right, what do we think's coming up next?
I don't know. What are we
Predictions.
doing for predictions? So I need to talk about this 300th episode, you
No.
guys. Kelly, we've had a good show together. Don't ruin it. So apparently they're going to touch on this whole George and Christina thing, which I was not very happy about. But then they did the whole Chasing Cars song, and you guys obviously know that song, if you are a Grace fan, always
Yeah.
touches your heart. I almost broke down during the damn
I
preview.
know.
So
Oh
I
my
can't even
gosh.
imagine what we're going to do for the 300th episode. But I am looking forward to, like I said, predicted a little bit earlier, I feel like Joe having this newfound like women
Freedom, yeah.
powerhood is really gonna bite her in the ass, because if she's really this scared of this guy Paul, her ex-husband, I feel like it's gonna go downhill really, really fast. And I really don't want anything to happen to her, but we are almost mid-season. And
Someone's got to die.
No, you know what I want to see? I
What?
want to see Joe go all J-Lo and enough.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what
that
I
would
want
be
to see.
Great.
I want
love
to see.
that.
I want
That's
to
a
see
good
this
prediction.
woman power thing really come to fruition, especially with everything that's going on in the real world. I want to see that translated to women standing up for themselves,
Yeah.
and really trying to protect
I can
herself
see
and
that
learning how to
happening.
do that. Like that's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Give him a taste of his own medicine. Don't be scared. Like see what you can do. And she's got a good support system. She
does.
has people.
Well,
she has
she just
people
sick
to help
Alex
her.
on him.
Stop
he
it.
did that by himself.
No, but seriously, if he come after, I mean, just get out.
I feel like that would happen anyway if
That's what he
Alex
should
like
use
finds
his
out.
power.
But I
Yeah,
want to
that's
see
what
it.
told you
I
he's
want to
gonna
see
You
it
come
to
can't
where
back.
have it both ways, Shannon. You can't have Alice want therapy
You
and
know
then
what? We might as well just use his powers where they see fit. So I think that
Somebody
them going
flip it.
head to head would be
Somebody
perfect.
flip
Thank you,
it.
Kelly.
Yes.
No, I don't
just-
think that's wrong. I mean, if he's gonna that's the real
Yes.
burden.
I just
you
like
know?
busting your chops, Shannon.
But I want to see her feel confident on her own that if she's walking down the street by herself, that if the worst case scenario happens, she feels good enough in her
stand
own
up for
skin to be
herself.
able to stand up for herself.
Agreed.
Because it's terrible to be scared. Nobody wants to live that way.
I feel like that is what's going to happen. It's kind of they're going to interact. It's going to go downhill, because I felt like the situation with the judge kind of foreshadowed that, because it was like, well, be brave, take the extra step to be
Right.
brave. He took the extra step. I'm sorry, took the extra step and then he died.
And now she has to.
So, and I feel like
follow
she's
her own
like,
advice.
okay, I'm going to take this step,
No, I'm gonna die.
but it could go.
yeah.
I mean, it could,
Very
and
bad.
hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it's one of those stories that really shows that that you don't have to be afraid every time, and if
Something happens.
that taking a risk doesn't always have to be deadly, and
Right,
hopefully
that's
that's
true.
the story
That's
that we
true.
learn.
That's the story, because that would be a beautiful story to hear.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of viewers would need to
Yeah, that she's strong
that.
enough to fight
Yeah.
back, and she's
Yeah.
the
and like
victor in
stand
the
up for,
end. Yeah.
for herself.
But I mean, Grace hasn't really touched on it. And I don't want to like beat the whole domestic
domestic
violence over the head,
violence?
but they've never really touched on it that much, especially with
I know,
like a
'cause
main character.
that's why I was just saying that it was kind of sideswiped with Karev. I had to say that.
I mean,
But
Like,
I
know
don't.
we
I
talked
think,
about it, but
I
it
think
still
that it's
But I
wasn't
feel like
coming.
because
But
of that
Karev wasn't
situation,
domestic
he
violence,
didn't
though.
have violence towards her.
Okay, yeah, I understand
So,
that, but it's like beating up one of your residents.
Violence in
isn't-
general.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But I want to see domestic violence. No, I don't want to see it. Oh my God, that sounded really bad. That sounded really bad. I don't want to see it. I just want Grace to
See it
cover it.
addressed.
and to address it, and maybe
Yes.
maybe this will be it.
Yes.
This will be. I mean, we'll see. This is the perfect storyline they've been talking about for a long time.
Yeah.
We'll see how it plays out and what the end result is going to be. But I just want to see. I want to see this character give hope to people that are afraid to be able to stand up
Absolutely.
and do that. That it doesn't have to. That yes, of course, it's scary. But if you're turning your life around and you do have strong people behind you, and you get yourself, in a place where you feel good about things and good about protecting yourself, that it can end positively. Right. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. All right.
I mean, I want to leave on a higher note, you guys. I feel like Karina's going to sleep her way through the hospital. That's my other prediction. She's going to glorify everybody with her golden vagina. And that's my other prediction.
I want Teddy to come back
to the whole hospital.
You know what?
I want Teddy to come back.
Well, yeah.
Where is she? Where'd she go?
She'll be back, I think. I'm saying. Let's see. Owen needs a kid.
Owen
needs a kid.
To get Karina my prediction is that Owen's going to get Karina pregnant.
Oh.
No.
The worst prediction ever.
That's fine. I don't care if you judge me. I want Owen to have a baby.
Not by her.
No, right. No, that is just too pretty with that.
And not a Jackson, not a Jaggy. Is it what we're calling it? A Jaggy? No Jaggy.
Oh, a Jaggy. I like that.
No Jaggy, but a J-Pro.
Goldgina. Thanks so much.
Goldgina. That's funny.
That is pretty funny.
We want to see good things happen all the way around.
Yes.
Owen needs a kid. Everything needs
Owen needs a kid. No domestic violence. Happy rainbows and butterflies, you guys.
Exactly. Meredith needs to win awards. Jackson needs to, get some contests going.
Yeah, and not sleep with Maggie.
Jackson and Maggie.
Jackson needs to get back with April. Let's just say it.
No.
Yeah. And where's his baby? He's really following behind Meredith.
Yeah, where's Harriet?
Karina is a pro. She uses birth control. Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers to that. Well, thanks so much, you guys, for hanging out with us. That is 299 episodes down.
Insane.
We have got the 300th episode next week. We've got to celebrate. We have to have a little tequila dance off.
Yes.
Celebrate the
I'm
300th
down.
episode. Well, as always, guys, make sure to follow us here at AfterBuzz TV, and you can follow me at Kellie with an IE 079.
Yes, and you can follow me at Shannon Bobo everywhere.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. You've been awesome in the chat. I am Timothy Michael. You can find me everywhere at I am Timothy Mike.
I'm Elle Marie. You guys can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at Elle Marie TV.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.